What up, world? Welcome to a special episode of the SD podcast. This is going to be our first show on our own feed. Make sure you look for us wherever you get your podcast from and subscribe. We'll no longer be on the Big Fact Show feed. We're actually starting a Super Fact Show network. We'll still have the Super Fact Show. Me and G are going to be doing this SDE show, and Laz will be doing his Gen Pop. But tonight, we're going to be talking our usual.
Shout out Laz, man, with that Gen Pop jump, man. That jump hot, man.
Yeah, shout out Laz. But tonight we're gonna be talking about our usual. We got G from the shop, Mark Waldo Ward. How you doing tonight, brother?
Shit, I'm here, man. I'm here.
Yeah, me too. So like the one thing that they was talking about this week that interested me a couple times, I heard people ask, is the Nets big three better than the Warriors big three? But before we even get your opinion on that, I feel like if you're going to talk KD big threes, you got to include the Thunder big three.
Oh, they definitely on the list, bro. They on my list. You know
that's three MVPs, so that's an accomplishment none of the other two big threes could have. So I'm not saying that they're the one, but they should at least be, considered.
They definitely mention. There's so many that you can mention. You know what I'm saying? My number one trio, I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? You call me biased or whatever, but it's Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, hands down. You know what I'm saying? That's the
really
greatest. Yeah, most definitely.
Over the best version of Horace Grant with them?
Hell yeah. Dennis Rodman is the greatest rebounder ever. He's one of the top greatest on ball and off the ball defenders ever. One of the most mentally tough basketball players ever. He averaged 7 points a game. He in the Hall of Fame, man. You know what I'm saying? He went like 9 years straight, averaging 14 plus rebounds a game of 6-7. You know what I'm saying? That's my man Worm. And Mike is Mike, and Pip. I catch the feelings off them three right there. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I feel you, bro. Like when they went against Orlando the year after they lost to him, and the way Dennis Rodman like basically shut down Shaq in the post, a young dominant Shaq. That's like one of the most singular things I've ever seen in basketball. Like I don't know if I put it in my top 10 memories, but it's definitely like top 25, and it's some shit you'll never forget. Like that was some amazing shit to me.
At 6'7", wiry strong. You know what I'm saying? He bony, man, but he wiry strong, man, with that motherfucking forearm. Worm.
Hey, let me ask you real quick. I know you remember that series. Do you think it'd be preposterous to say that if you just had to pick an MVP of that one series, that Dennis Rodman might have got it over MJ?
No, Mike. No, there is nothing without Mike, man. Mike, like that's the type of shit we could talk about too. You know what I'm saying? Because we talk about.
I just mean that one series with the Shaq defense, like how important that was.
Any year, you cannot dispute Michael Jordan being an MVP of any series or any year ever, because he could have been it for every year, like of his career. He could have been MVP.
Yeah, no doubt. That's the only series I would even ask, man. Like for real, that's the only one where there's even a little question to me. Like I don't think there's any that Pippen was better than him.
No, that's why.
The only one that I got the smallest question is just because of how impressive that was against Shaq.
No, but you gotta remember.
Mike was putting it on him.
Mike turned that joint over the year before, missing free throws and everything, got plucked at the end with Nick Anderson and everything. You know what I'm saying? Coming off baseball. Man, that man had that in mind. Man, you know what that series was 4-0, man. We swept them people, and they was in their youth. You know what I'm saying? And Mike dropped 40 in Game 4 in Orlando, man, brought the broom out. So, and then, you know what I'm saying? But that all goes back to, the Nets looking good, but they ain't won shit yet. You know what I'm saying? They got the win to be talked about with Golden State, Clay, Steph, you know what I'm saying, and KD, you know what I'm saying? Because that's three top dog shooters. Mark Jackson, and could have been more. Draymond got suspended, the Achilles, all that shit.
KD wouldn't have been there, so then that big three would have been Draymond, Steph, and Clay, which, I mean, shit.
That ain't a big three, and I like Draymond.
Hold on. I'm not even being argumentative, but just for clarification, what makes the difference between Rodman and Draymond Green in a big three? Like, why could Rodman be in one and Draymond not? Draymond was a defensive player of the year.
He's a stat stuff and everything, but he's not no Hall of Famer like Dennis Rodman. You know what I'm saying? He filled his role.
He's not as equal. I agree with that, yeah.
No, and he filled his role very well. And now when they really need him to step up, he's averaging 5 fucking points a game. You know what I'm saying? Still ain't found a jumper. Like, man, even not scoring, Dennis, man, found a way to be effective. Offensive rebounds and the assists, hockey assists, all that.
Back cuts.
Nah, and we talking about war, and I put another Warriors down trio over Draymond and them, even with the rings. That run TMC, Mitch Richmond, Timmy Hardaway, and Chris Mullin, that three-headed monster was vicious, huh?
I mean, yeah. I wouldn't put it over any other Warriors trio of the championship years.
That you talking about 3 Hall of Famers? Timmy Hardaway should be.
You know they only played together one season.
You
know they only played together one season. Don't seem like it was more than that.
Nah, but that's how it was. You know what I'm saying? And back then, you get a slight injury, motherfuckers would get scared away. You know what I'm saying? But Run TMC, shit, Run DMC, Jam Master J, motherfucker, and Run DMC. That's a hell of a trio right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, shout out Jam Master J, my man.
God bless the dead. You know what I'm saying? That trio right there is vicious. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, we overpromising and under-delivering though. We never litigated the KD trio. So what's your ranking of the 3 KD trios?
What with KD, Steph, and Clay is over the Nets right now.
Right.
They
OKC.
They over the Thunder. Thunder ain't win. You know what I'm saying? The Thunder had
Thunder did go to the finals though. So would you put them ahead of the Nets until the Nets go to the finals?
Well, you got 2 of that 3 in there. So
right, because that's 3 MVPs, right?
And then you got another walking triple double in Russ at his youth.
Russ got 2 MVPs, right?
No, I think
so. Either him and James Harden got one.
No,
one of them don't got 2.
No, I don't think so.
How many? How many? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Giannis got them. And how many do KD got? Just 1.
Yeah, I think that one when he,
shout out his mom and shit.
Yeah. Shout out Miss Wanda Pratt. You know what I'm saying? And that goes back. Hey, you talking about a trio? My father and my godfather was coaching up National Christian when KD was up there, and they had a dude named Abdullah Jallo that ended up going to St. Joe's, and they also had a kid that I told you to look up on YouTube, Durant Washington, that went to Virginia Tech. That was their trio, but also they had on the team Lethal Shooter, who's a shooting coach right now for the NBA pros. They had my man Fat Cat that went to Fordham and New Mexico State. He's a college coach right now. They had Pat Ewing Jr., Mike. And one of the greatest high school games, I seen another top trio play against them. Mike Beasley for Riverdale Baptist, coached by my man, Coach Lou Wilson. Shout out Coach Lou. He had Beasley, Nolan Smith, and Devin Sweetney, Mike Sweetney, little cousin, man. And that was a hell of a trio
Nolan
right
Smith
there.
From Duke?
Yeah. For Riverdale Baptist. I was in the building, man.
And see, for people who might minimize that, I want y'all to do the math on the statistics of players of that caliber being together that age. Like, you don't go most places and find younger teams like that.
Beasley was supposed to be at National. Beasley was at National. So picture that. You know what I'm saying? Pat Ewing Jr., Beasley, KD, Durant Washington, my man Skinny. You got Lethal Shooter who's teaching all the NBA pros. He's getting paid bags of money to be a shooting coach. You know what I'm saying? And then, man, shout out to my man Meek, man, National Christian. Man, been pumped him out. You know what I'm saying? Man, we can keep going and going on trios, man.
Well, let's go to the part where you're going to get mad at me and shit.
No, I ain't gonna get mad. It's all love, baby.
Let's get to the part where you're gonna think it's ridiculous.
Oh, you about to shout out Olden Polonies for somebody.
One of the all-time best trios is Bill Russell, Sam Jones, and John Havlicek. Sam Jones won more rings than any other player in NBA history than Bill Russell, Hall of Famer, 5-time All-Star, one of the best clutch players in the history of the league. Bill Russell, you don't even got to talk about. And I don't think people understand how great John Havlicek was. Then my other one that go ahead.
No, in that same breath, you can replace one with Kuzi and throw Kuzi up in there.
I don't feel like Kuzi could play in the NBA today. I feel like Havlicek could. Havlicek got drafted at tight end for Cleveland Browns. I just don't think I don't think Kuzi could play in the NBA today. And I'm not trying to disrespect him. He's innovative, you know. Shit. I mean, he pioneered the fast break.
He was doing that Pistol Pete. He was doing that wild shit back in the day when nobody was thinking of doing that shit. So we can't even say that shit would have evolved into something. You know what I'm saying? So
I mean, I agree, bro. But have you ever seen the highlights? He could barely dribble with his offhand.
No, but respect. You know what I'm saying? I hear what you're saying, but shit, Celtics, man, you put Mikhail Burton Purse. You know what I'm saying?
See, like, you know what though? I don't think that's their best trio of that era. I think the best trio. DJ Bird and Mikhail. I think that's a better trio because I mean, motivated DJ in the playoffs in the fourth quarter is a better player than Robert Parrish, in my opinion. Even though Robert Parrish had a better career.
Quick trivia: Where did rest in peace? Where did Dennis Johnson go to college? Quick trivia.
You got me.
Who? Yeah. Man, food for thought. Pepperdine, man.
Pepperdine.
Yeah,
who else good went to Pepperdine? That's not Doug McDermott. That's Creighton.
Doug Christie, man.
Oh yeah, Jackie Christie partner.
No, look, but look, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta go with keeping on the Celtics. Jesus Shuttlesworth, Garnett, and the truth. You know what I'm saying? They brought one home, and the year before they had only won like 27 games.
All right, so like, you know, people always want rankings. Where you rank LeBron's trios? You got, I mean, actually, that's a dumbass question. It's got to be the Heat. It's got to be the Heat over the Cavs. Now, I'm just talking about if you had to choose between LeBron's two trios. You know, Love, Irvin, and him or him, Bosh, and Wade. But there's no question it got to be him, Bosh, and Wade, right?
Just because Wade and LeBron. You know what I'm saying? And I got big respect for Chris Bosh's game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, me too.
I definitely think he should be in the Hall of Fame, but to that career and premature, you know what I'm saying? That's too bad. But at the same time, just off of Dwayne Wade and LeBron's greatness, I put that trio.
That winning streak, that defense was ferocious. That 2013 year.
Yeah, they did go on like a dumb 26 game, 25 game winning streak. Who broke that streak? Oh yeah, Derrick Rose and them, man.
Oh, that's right, homeboy that took LeBron's MVP. Shout out Derrick Rose though. Shout out Inglewood. I love Derrick Rose.
No, Slim did it. Slim did it. No, let's get off that because that bringing too many feelings, man. Now he was leading us to the promised land,
bro. I think when it's all said and done, I think that MVP gonna be more of a curse than a gift to him because he's gonna go down as one of I can't remember the other cat, but he's probably not gonna make the Hall of Fame, and it's gonna be like him and someone else is the only MVPs that don't make the Hall of Fame, and that's kind of a sad legacy for how good he was.
No, and you attribute that to injuries. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Definitely. It's definitely not as hard enough. I mean, for real, his injuries is probably a result of him having too much heart, gutting shit out. You know. Now Derrick Rose a real live baller. Like I have no problems with Derrick Rose as a basketball player.
A lot of heart and a lot of the style of play. You know what I'm saying?
All them injuries and he's still going to the rack hard all the time.
When you only know one way to play, man, that's how you do. You know what I'm saying? So, man, we was talking about Cam and Riverside. You talking about, man? What he say? Started off with Gauchos, went over to Riverside. You know what I'm saying? And you talk about trios. Man, they had Eric Barkley too, but Ron Artest, Lamar Odom, and Elton Brand played for Riverside. That's a hell of a trio back in the day, man.
See, I know Elton Brand played for it. Damn.
Elton Brand, Lamar Odom, and Ron Artest with Eric Barkley was on the same Riverside team, man. They ain't lose but a couple games, man. F that. You know what I'm saying? Man, the Team Assault, when I was coming up, Team Assault, they had more than a trio, but you could name different trios with them. DeMar Johnson,
yeah.
But Bernard Robinson and Dave Hawkins on the same team. You can swap out whoever you want for Brian Chase, swap out whoever you want for Val Brown. You know what I'm saying? You got James White taking off from the free throw line in sweatpants, off of one leg, putting you know what I'm saying, doing all type of wild shit.
So what you think though if I said that Celtics team was the best trio ever, just because of the results, more titles? The Bill Russell, Sam Jones, John Havlicek, and more individual awards. When you talk about MVPs, All Stars, six man. I mean, Havlo was like Bill Sharman's the original six man, but Havlo popularized it.
Then I'll throw a trio that only won one joint against that trio because they went up against them. And talent-wise, I think this trio I'm about to name is better because shout out Elgin Baylor, Spin Gone Finest, Jerry West Logo, and Wilt the Still, you know what I'm saying, with the Lakers. That trio is more talented than the trio you just named.
I thought Elgin Baylor retired at the beginning of the year before they went to the finals.
No. And then on top of that, if you want to take Elgin Baylor out, we can swap him out with Gail Goodrich because Gail Goodrich was all loving. That's my father about Gail Goodrich. I've been in school a long time, man. Gail Goodrich was a bucket.
I'm hip to Gail Goodrich. He had some great years for the New Orleans Jazz too.
Yeah. Where he went to school at?
UCLA.
Yeah, there go my man for the comeback double jeopardy, man. Rest in peace, Alex Trebek.
I mean, I just ain't never been on college as much. Even when I was on college, I was more like looking for people that went to the NBA. The only college I was ever passionate about was ACC and Big East, right? And then when Georgetown and Maryland switched conferences, that like fucked shit up for me.
But you talking about trios, you got like dudes like Big Game James, Sam Perkins, Michael Jordan with Carolina.
Oh, that was gonna be my best Lakers trio involved James Worthy. I thought the Kareem Magic James Worthy Jones pretty hard to beat. I think that's better than Bird, Parrish, and McHale. Just because I think Parrish is I mean, he's a legit Hall of Famer, but I don't think he's as good as Worthy for real.
I'll give you that for the simple fact, just with the same thing with the Dwayne Wade, LeBron. Kareem and Magic canceled everything else.
And they all went together so well, though, you know what
I mean? Kareem.
Well, if the Lakers playing with pace, you got James Worthy, who's unstoppable in the break with Magic Johnson leading it, who can pass like a motherfucker with Byron Scott finding an open spot to shoot. And if they play and slow it down, they get that to the most unstoppable offensive weapon ever, the skyhook.
Yeah.
You know
or Michael Jordan, you know.
Well, I mean, statistically, you know, they said the skyhook only got blocked once. I mean, bro, imagine, you know, he didn't have no 3-point line, right? And you know, he used to make mad at those.
That motherfucker from the three though.
from the corner for sure. On the regular. Well, he was definitely shooting it from the corner. They at end of games, they had an out of bounds play where he shot that shit from the corner. He made it. That'd be a 3 in today's NBA. Imagine if it was a motherfucker shooting motherfucking 70% sky hooks from the corner 3.
No, that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? That's a fact. And before that, when he was in college, they told that motherfucker he couldn't even dunk no more.
Yeah.
Because he was dogging motherfuckers so much. So yeah. They're definitely up there. Always got respect for the people that pay.
Since we on that too, that's where the offensive goaltending is. You know, the big difference with the international rules is they can the offensive player can you know, they can yak it if they want to, and that's the one thing I changed. I wish you could goaltend on offense in the NBA because then you get more tip-in dunks. You know what I mean? And what could be wrong with that?
Yeah, definitely. You know what I'm saying? But
what's up with the trio? What's up with the trios though? You said you had trios from all over. Let me hear some of the other jumps, like what you had. And I know you told me that you think the Fabulous Soul Tape is the best mixtape trilogy. Yeah, you know, I would have came back with Dedication, but then 4 and 5, A makes it not a trilogy, and B lowers overall quality.
The Soul Tapes are so good. I don't even consider them mixtapes. They that's perfect music, man. He banged out some classics, and they all.
I mean, yeah, they albums, man. They passed the point when mixtapes was like DJ jumps, like, and they all original beats and shit.
Look, and y'all was talking about albums telling stories. That jump was mixtapes telling that fly shit. You know what I'm saying?
Which one did you think was best? I like part 2 the best.
Oh, man, I don't know, man. I think maybe Soul Tape 2, man. I don't know.
Me too.
No,
I like that one.
All of them fucking
Well, see, I ain't gonna say it's the best, but I'm gonna say I like that one the best.
All of them classic. And you know what else? You know what I'm saying? We always talk about, you know, female rappers and stuff. Shit, some of the best trios ever, man, is some female groups. You got TLC, you got Destiny Child, and some pioneers and Salt and Pepper, man. Because I always love Spinderella, baby.
Shout out to Supremes, rest in peace, Mary Wilson. You want to talk about trios?
You can go. You definitely can go all the way back to that. You know, that's a fact. You know what I'm saying, man? Shit. You know, Onyx was flaming fuego when it came out. But before Onyx, I put in Fredro Starr, Bokeem Woodbine, and Forrest Whitaker. That trio to put together that movie Strapped. If you don't remember that, that was one of them first HBO films back in the day, man. That.
Hey, remember when homeboy from Onyx was like gonna kill the Bama and knocked on the door and his mother answered and she like made him wait in the living room?
No, she said, "Hey, Bamboo, how's your mother? She all right. How you doing, Bamboo? I'm all right.
Yeah.
Come on, man. I want to talk to you in the hall when he tried.
I forgot about that part.
He tried to smoke his ass in the living room.
Hey, you got the illest knowledge ever. No one ever knows this answer. What was this movie that used to be on BT and had like Q-Tip and he accidentally killed Fat Joe when he was bullying him? He knew Mary J. Blige, but then he went to prison and shit.
I know what you're talking about.
It's real old too, and that shit
I ain't really liked it.
I don't know. I know I saw it once.
It was definitely a BET joint, made for BET joint. I don't really remember. I know what you're talking about though, but that wasn't one of my bangers. You know what I'm saying?
No, nobody ever knows about it. You like the first person to even remember that shit existed. You know what I saw on Disney? I forgot that they made that Black Cinderella with Whitney Houston and Brandy.
What's that in China?
Nah, it's straight up called Cinderella. It was on TV in '97.
No, and they re-releasing it. I think sometime soon. I heard.
Nah, it's on Disney Plus right now. You can watch it this week.
There you go. They released it on that. I heard somebody talking about that shit.
Yeah, I'm about to watch that shit with my daughters.
Man, you want another AAU team, man, from back in the day, man? You talking about Josh Smith that played for the Hawks with the Bunny
and the Rockets, yeah.
Dwight Howard, Randolph Morris that went to the Knicks. He played for Kentucky, and your man, the killer, allegedly, Javash Crittenden, was on the Atlanta Celtics AAU team back in the day, and they ain't lose too much. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think it's allegedly with Crittenden. I think he did a drive-by on a so-called op and accidentally hit someone else. And I think he copped out to it.
Yeah, but I wasn't there, so it's always gonna be alleged to me because I'm not gonna speak on something that I don't know about. You know what I'm saying?
He definitely didn't seem like he was the brightest bulb in the batch with his later decisions as a free individual of society. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's a sad situation, man.
It is. I mean, because who knows what he went through, and it's sad for the people who lost a member of their family too.
Yeah, God bless, man. Man, look, you probably was gone, moved out of town, but I remember going to this game, and Al Brown was the basketball player of the area at that time. He went to Gonzaga, and we went up to this game. I think it was up Trinity or Catholic University. It was so big, they had to go up there because they couldn't have it up in Curl or Gonzaga. You know what I'm saying? So we went to that game, and the trio, man, that was on fire. They had my man Nunu Haynesworth, was Troyce Haynesworth, team assault dude too. He was coming off the bench as a sophomore for Curl. But man, Curl had Boomsy. Remember Boomsy? Ruben Boomsy that went to
Boomsy, yeah.
Hey, they had him
for Portland and all that, yeah.
Curl had him. My man Tim Washington was 6'8", 6'9", could do it all, dog. Straight dog. And they had Greg Lomax at the point. And I played ball with Greg Lomax. Little brother Brian was a dog, but Greg played football and basketball. point guard, straight killer, man. That trio right there was so vicious. They punished Gonzaga.
But when you start talking about that though, bro, and I don't know, you could probably tell me better than I would know, but I imagine Oak Hill must have had some ill trios at some point.
They got too many names to name, you know what I'm saying? That's why I be bringing up National Christian, man, because I could keep going about the names for years. You got just off of Georgetown, Pat Ewing Jr., Jesse Sapp was at National Christian. You know what I'm saying? Brought up Dante Taylor a couple weeks ago. He made the McDonald's game out of National Christian, and I watched him in the Reebok game with Thomas Robinson.
Well, I mean, shit, we saying all that, we got to shout out 1985 Maryland champ Dunbar. All 5 starters made it to the NBA.
Yeah, that Muggsy, David Wingate, Reggie Williams, Reggie, God bless Reggie Lewis.
Reggie Lewis too, right?
Yeah, God bless the dead, man.
And then who I can't remember the 5th, but I know every starter made it to the NBA, which is amazing for Baltimore, especially in the 80s. They had it rough.
Yeah, the poets, man.
They ain't have Rex and shit like we did, you know.
They played outside.
We had Rex and boys and girls. Yeah, they did.
And Baltimore still play outside. Respect a lot about Baltimore basketball players, you know what I'm saying? Always tough, gritty. And people talk about DC tough, Baltimore tough all day, you know?
Yeah,
all
for
day.
sure.
You know, and we was talking about the other day who was the center for that UNLV team that won the championship with Larry John. Everybody talk about Greg Anthony.
It was George Hackles.
No, everybody.
He made it to the NBA. He was a first-round pick to the Miami Heat, 26 overall. Lasted 4 years.
Everybody talk about Larry Johnson, Greg Anthony, Anderson Hunt. David Butler was a JUCO All-American. He come from D.C. He uptown, man, went to Coolidge. JUCO All-American was dog and shit. And he was on that championship team. He started at center. And before, like, them, they talked about Larry Johnson and them, but I fucked with David Butler. Motherfucking Moses Scurry coming off the bench, dunking and rebounding, screaming at everybody.
I like Stacey Augmon.
The Plastic Man, definitely. That was my next name. I'm about to say, Slim, because you know
I always like them defense players, man. Like, you know, like not that we ain't gonna relitigate the Carmelo thing, but
you know what else you be talking about Tim Duncan and that trio with Tony Parker and Manu is pretty vicious, but
see, the only thing is that I don't think Tony Parker and Tim Duncan was ever overlapping in prime. Like when Tim Duncan was still in his prime, Tony Parker wasn't really who he ended up becoming. He was still like kind of OC.
I like Manu. I fuck
with Manu.
I fuck with Manu before Tony Parker all day.
Oh, hell yeah, definitely.
I consider Tony Parker that third leg of that trio, but motherfuckers don't talk about the first trio that won that first championship with Tim Duncan, David Robinson, and who else?
Sean Elliott.
Yeah, Sean Elliott, man. And we go all the way back. Who was the trio for the Arizona team Sean Elliott played on? Who was them 2 other NBA players on that team, man?
Steve Kerr. And it's a point guard, right? Nah, I don't know. You got me.
Well, man, Jeb Bushler, man.
Oh, Jeb Bushler. One of the world's best volleyball players ever. Look it up. That's right. I should have known that. I should have known that too.
Him and Adam Keefe, man. Remember Adam Keefe for your team, Utah Jazz, back in the day?
Why is the Utah Jazz my team?
Because every time you bring the Utah, you find some way to bring Utah up in the joint.
That's just because motherfuckers keep talking about that shit, you know.
But like, Adam Keefe was the truth, 6'10". You know what I'm saying? Shout out Matt Anderson, man. If you know about Matt Anderson, volleyball player, All-American from Penn State, motherfuckers be 6'10", 6'11", man. Jumping out the gym, man.
Oh, I just know. See, why I should have known Jeb Bushler is from reading all them old Bulls books. I just know that volleyball shit from reading them Bulls books. I don't think I ever seen no volleyball shit. You know, but while we on obscure college players out on national champions, Al Dillard. I used to fuck with Al Dillard hard. You remember homeboy on Arkansas?
Man, what? Man, motherfuckers don't remember about Al. Man, Slim. He used to pull from the motherfucker half court. And that wasn't a trio though. He was like the fourth leg, fifth leg.
Did he even start? I can't remember.
I think they might have brought him on the bench because Corey Beck, Scotty Thurman, Corliss, a man with the mole on his face. That 40 minutes of hell was something serious.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That was one. That's why I used to watch basketball, bro. That was one of my favorite championship teams. I fucked with Arkansas that year.
No, I think that was like 94. But you talking about 90 minutes of hell, you gotta go back. Georgetown Press. You got Iverson, motherfucking Junkyard Dog, and Victor Page, man.
Yeah. Don McClain.
I
mean, not Don McClain, not Don McClain. Jerome McClain.
No, you talking about
who was McClain? There was somebody named McClain from PG County.
No, they had Don Reed. He went to Largo, and they had Jahadi White. They had Chief Yaya Ja, and they had motherfucking Jahadi White, man.
Jahadi White from the Wizards.
They had like 5 pros. They had like 5 pros on that team.
Why you think NBA teams?
Shout out Don Reed.
Don Reed. That's who I was thinking of for Don McClain.
You ain't really got to press. You if you pick up full court, turn them back and forth for 5 seconds, you only got 19 seconds left in the shot clock. So, you ain't got to press. And for real, NBA players ain't letting you press them. You talking about Chris Paul, you talking about even with dudes like Ish Smith, he ain't gonna let you press him. You know what I'm saying? Like 2 talented type of players.
See, and I think the length of the season might got something to do with it too. It's a lot easier to run press all the time when you're only playing 30 games versus 80.
Nah, and you're going to press and you're going to get beat 6 times out of 10, and you're going to have a dogfight in your hands.
I mean, especially everybody can handle the ball nowadays, yeah. True.
Everybody can handle it. I was watching Giannis the other day, and his handle's getting better. The jumper needs to get better, but his handle definitely getting better. The transition is beautiful.
If Giannis got traded to the Bulls, how would you like them to use him?
Shit, man, it depends on who you're going to lose, because I was just watching us, man. And the dude I would trade that.
Let's say Markkanen Carter and 4 picks.
Nah, you gambling your life away with that. You need picks.
Well, I mean, just in general, like.
And Markkanen,
I don't think they use it. I mean, to get Giannis though.
No, I wouldn't even wager the farm on Giannis. You know what I'm saying? I would take Giannis if Lord Markkanen was starting to look like he turning into something he posed to. Zach keep doing what he's doing. That'd be a good third option. But Giannis would need to buy into averaging 18 to 21 points a game.
See, I think he might be able to be the best player on a championship team, but not as the offensive initiator. I mean, Shaq was the best player on the championship team without initiating the offense. Like, I don't understand that whole having him create at the end of the game shit. Like, that's just wild to me.
He got to have a dude like Chris Paul, man, on his team to make sure.
Or Kyrie, like how Kyrie was the finisher. He need a finisher.
And see, that's why I be saying that there's something missing with the Middleton shit.
Word.
As talented as he is, I don't know. It might just be how his face looked during the games, his regular ass name. You know what I'm saying? Chris Middleton. This shit ain't flashy like Carmelo Anthony, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So we be overlooking the greatness. He is good like a motherfucker, but something got to shake out there, man, because that shit, I don't respect it, especially when the playoffs come out. They even had Orlando smack him in the mouth a couple times. You know what I'm saying? So,
well, when you call me out about the Jazz, you know what I was about to say that I totally agree with, because everybody talking about the Jazz. But at the end of the day, at some point, they either going to have to come against Kawhi or LeBron in the playoffs, and I don't think they got the skills to pay the bills. And the correlation is, as at the end of the day, I don't think the Bucks got the skills to pay the bills. As constituted, there can be changes.
And in the East, I don't have to prove it before I believe it. Even with teams like the Heat struggling a little bit, I got more toughness and grittiness, then they're going to show some shit. Luckily, they got Drew Holiday, you know what I'm saying, who has a lot of playoff experience, who is a dog, who has personally took over quietly playoff series against dudes like Dame Lillard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, fact.
I don't know, man. You know, we be doing a disservice to do a trio joint without shouting out Joe Montana, Roger Craig, and Jerry Rice, man. And I'm not even a 49ers fan, but that's greatness on paper, on tape, everything, man. So, man, if you don't,
well, then I guess you gotta do the Cowboys, right?
Craig, fuck them. Wipe my ass with them. They ain't getting nothing.
Man, you got at least respect Emmett and Irvin.
Gary Clark, Ricky Sanders, all month.
Yeah, I feel you, but my man Michael Irvin got arrested for cocaine. Look this shit up on the internet if everybody don't believe me. Did a press conference saying I don't do drugs, and this motherfucker had an upside down Jordan visor with a blunt, unrolled a blunt in the plastic tucked behind his ear at the press conference talking about I don't do drugs. And in the 90s, ain't none of the sports writers even knew what that signified. And we was watching that show, Sports Center, like that motherfucker about to go get high right now.
Playmaker, man. Playmaker from the U, man. That's the only one I really fuck with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I respect Emmitt Smith. I fuck with Michael Irvin. And I know this is politically incorrect, but I was so happy what LeVar Arrington did to Troy Aikman. That's like one of my favorite sports moments ever. If that makes me a bad person, then I'll wear it.
I'll definitely have a standing ovation. Standing ovation. We ain't wishing injuries on nobody. Well, a tear was.
Yeah, nah, there was no remorse about that shit. Sean Taylor on the punter too.
I told GS. Yeah, on Buffalo, man, at the Pro Bowl, man, decapitated that man.
Yeah, I mean you shouldn't joke about that shit, but the homeboy definitely got CTE right now.
No, he popped right up. He a soldier. He popped right up.
Right then, that motherfucking brain ain't stopped swelling since then. That's like one of the worst hits I ever seen.
No, man. Hey, you remember the cartoon back in the day with Michael Jordan, Bo Jackson, and Wayne Gretzky on that?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, the pro stars, man. You know what I'm saying? That shit was a hell of a trio too.
Yeah, man. That's like the athletic cartoon trio, like a motherfucker.
You talking about shoe game too? Because remember Gretzky had them shoes back in the day too.
The LA Gear, didn't he have some LA Gears?
It was something, but he had some other.
I think they have lights on them and shit though.
Nah, them ain't the junks I'm talking about. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Them motherfuckers were vicious, man. I forget what the fuck they was, but they was vicious, man. But that trio that was my joint. And I know they was washed by then. Magic was about to exit out. Bird back was all.
For some reason, Morton's at Glass Manor had these Michael Jackson LA Gears on clearance for like $5, right? And they were some black jumps with some zippers.
Yeah, man. A lot of people had some bad shoes, man.
But like for some reason, everybody in Glass Manor bought them jumps and came to school one day like rocking the Michael Jackson jumps with the zippers all over them.
Shit, that's right.
That's from Morton's.
That's like, man, back in the day, they had these high-tech boots, man.
I definitely used to keep
Kenny shoes, man.
Yeah.
But these pair was $8.
Damn.
in the Kenny shoes, and one person bought them, and I swear the whole Oxnard Middle School had them jumps the next day, man.
Yeah, that's how it used to be. That's definitely how it used to be.
Yeah. Oh, we talking about shoe game, man. You got to shout out, man, Michael Jordan. See, Michael Jordan, another trio, man. So that's why he to go. Michael Jordan, his agent David Falk, and the combination Tinker Hatfield, man, designing them top flight Jordans, man. Man,
damn, that's a strong
trio.
pull. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They billions of dollars.
Yeah, damn, bro, that's a good call right there. And then shit, strong trios on basketball. Shit, I got shout out Mark Jackson, Jeff Van Gundy, and Michael Breen. That's a strong trio. I mean, hey, bro, that's a lot better than some of them announcing booths we had in our lifetime.
No, yeah.
Because, I mean, bro, I can't stand when Chris Webber's calling a game. Can't stand it.
Yeah.
He is the
He's getting
corniest
better, though.
I mean, his basketball analysis is good.
Better.
It's good. He's just a corny dude to me.
I'm gonna admit, man, he's getting a little better, bro. He's getting a little better. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't been a Webber fan since maybe he dunked on Barkley, put that jump behind his back, dunked on Barkley. That's probably the last time I've been a Webber fan. You know what I'm saying? Because I always loved Webber from Michigan. You know, but when he did that, when they fell out with Jalen and all the grand jury shit, that shit just like turned me off. Pause. You know what I'm saying? So I always love him for being go blue, but you know he lost some blue when he did that shit.
Yeah, that shit was quite distasteful. I remember when he first came to DC, me and Kevin Melton went to the NBA game with JJ, and he wasn't even like able to play yet because he had a physical. But we was sitting there talking, and he walked up to us and asked us. And we was young too, bro, like 15, and asked us what to do in DC, and we told him about go-go's. And ain't really no point about that story. But like 3 years later, right before he left, I saw him at when I was old enough to get in older jumps, I saw him at a back show. Him and Juwan Howard was together too.
You talking about big threes and go-go's. I done seen in person and on video and heard on tape. You know, you got Sugar Bear, Chuck Brown, Lil Benny on the same stage. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to two of them. Shout out to my man Sugar Bear, work up TC, man. You know what I'm saying? Man, we can go on and on with this, man, trio shit, because you might, man, we talk about, man, Shaq earlier. Shaq part of another trio, too, when he was in college, man. You know what I'm saying? Wait, man, we'd be
Shaq, Stanley Robertson, Chris Jackson. Hold on, I got a trio that ain't never gonna get no consideration because it ain't work out. But for a minute, when Karl Malone was on the Lakers before he got hurt, they was looking unstoppable for a second that year that Kobe was going back and forth to Colorado. But I swear to God, they had a run, bro. Like it seemed like Gary Payton ain't get the triangle, but Karl Malone like got it and was just killing motherfuckers. And
Karl Malone was super good, though. He
still
was super good. He was still super good, super big, you know. But it was a lot of ego in that shit. Plus,
now I'm just saying, like before he got hurt, he not at all the player he was in the Choice Series. But I don't know if you remember, he got hurt and came back for the playoffs, and it was just one moment in a regular season for like a month and a half where that shit was clicking so hard. And he was balling. I think he had a stretch of, if I remember correctly, where he averaged like 26 points and 8 rebounds without Kobe or Shaq's numbers going down, you know?
Yeah, but see,
I remember they had friction because Gary Payton got benched for Derek Fisher. Gary Payton and Phil Jackson was getting at each other, or maybe it wasn't even Derek Fisher, but it was somebody because he couldn't learn the triangle.
Yeah, shit. You talking about on that coaching staff too, though? You got you had more than 3 coaches, but you put that 3-headed monster, man. Phil Jackson, Jim Clemens, and Tex Winter, the architect of the triangle. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, Tex. And Jim Clemens,
State coach, World War II veteran.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, man. We got many rings, many rings. You know what I'm saying? And we just lost one of the pioneers, you know what I'm saying, of the rap game. You know, one of the Fat Boys died the other day, you know what I'm saying? That trio was strong.
Yeah.
That trio was strong too, man. Shout out Disorderlies.
Bro, that was like really my first introduction to hip hop was Disorderlies.
Do you remember when they went to the roller skating rink in the joint?
Nah, bro. I seen that shit when I was 6 when it used to be on cable all the time, and I had a babysitter that had cable, so we just watched HBO all day.
Yeah,
I barely remember that joint at all.
They went to the skating rink, you know.
Is it worth rewatching?
Yeah, it's it's nostalgic. You know what I'm saying?
So
So
what happened at the skate rink?
they took the old man to the skating rink. You know what I'm saying? Had fun and shit with the ladies. And the DJ at the skating rink was fucking Donnie Simpson, man.
Oh, shout out Donnie Simpson, man.
Legend, man. The Green Eye Bandit, man.
Man,
not Eric Turner.
he definitely used to support youth sports in the Oxon Hill area.
No, legend around here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like him or not, Hall of Fame, man.
Why would somebody not like him, man? He was real as shit.
No, respect Donnie Simpson.
Not like real as in like he kept it real hard, but like he was real. Like
no,
he just talked some shit on the radio. He did charity drives and all that shit.
No, definitely, he's a staple. You know what I'm saying? And that's why he's still on radio to this day. But at the same time, he ain't where he was at. You know, he was doing the morning show. He was doing the most popular times. And they moved this show. They put him on.
Well, I mean, he was a little critical of rap and a late adapter. And then Steve Harvey kind of came through and killed the game.
But that's the nature of the radio game, you know what I'm saying?
You ain't never. It's like sports. You ain't never gonna stay on top forever.
No, and like the radio stations I be listening to, the sports shows I be listening to, they just did a whole bunch of layoffs and switchovers because Doc Walker ain't on the radio no more. I can't call.
Oh man, that's terrible.
You know what I'm saying? Brian Mitchell then switched to another station. You know what I'm saying? So that's the nature of that business. You know what I'm saying?
They did Phil Chenier dirty a few years ago. Shout out Phil Chenier.
Yeah, 45. You know what I'm saying? Him and Buckhand's got a podcast going on too right now. You know, Phil and Buck on the road or some shit like that. You know.
So what's
that was a hell of a team right there. And I didn't even like the Wizards Bullets. And they made it worth watching, you know what I'm saying? Buck and Phil, you know.
Yeah.
I used to play ball against Phil Chenier Jr., his son. When I was younger, Phil Chenier Jr. played for Howard. And his son used to come up to Doc's gym and play open gym with us. They had another dude for Howard named Big Artie. He used to come up that joint. I was a kid. They used to bully the shit out of me. They was old, but good bump.
So before we get to the music real quick, you got any more trios you want to mention?
Man, we could go on and on. We can do another volume of that because I ain't even get into like trios that I didn't like. Like you got North Carolina with Rashad McCants, motherfucking
Coda.
McCants. Was it Coda?
I wouldn't know. That's why about the time I stopped paying attention.
Raymond Felton, McCants, and Sean May. You know, they won.
AG, you know Raymond Felton would have won NBA championship if he'd been in shape, right?
No, they wouldn't have. But if he had stayed out of trouble, he might have had a longer career. You know, he got caught up with the guns and the girl, allegedly. You know what I'm saying? Another dude that, like Ty Lawson, could have stayed in the league a little longer too, you know, and that came a little bit. I'll attribute shape to that one, you know, because, you know, a little bit too much extracurricular activity. But another trio that I can't stand that, you know, I can't stand Duke, but you got to shout out Leitner, Bobby Hurley, and Grant Hill back in the day, you know.
Except I mean, true, but I totally disagree though, because Grant Hill wasn't a top 3 player on that team. He was just a freshman. See, I feel like if you had to do that team's top 3, you gotta say Thomas Hill.
Shit, you gotta go back and watch.
Or Brian Davis, but Brian Davis from PG County, taking the number 1, playing the number 1, you know, going
Grant
again.
Hill. No, Grant Hill was that deal, and Grant Hill
he was the 5th best player that year, bro. Because Brian Davis checked the team's other team's number 1 option, locked him down most of the time.
Grant Hill left as a junior. You know what I'm saying? He left as a junior. They went to the Final Four 4 years in a row with Leitner. So shit, Grant Hill was that deal. You know, and everybody.
So that means they went to the Final Four with Leitner, Bobby Hurley, and Thomas Hill before Grant Hill got there. Then
that's because Thomas Hill and Leitner was. I mean, it was what's the other kid name? That was Leitner man.
Brian Davis.
Yeah, Brian Davis.
From PG County.
They was buddies and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's in the water, but no, that ain't considered a big three. Bobby Hurley wouldn't even be put in that big three category. But that year with them three, Grant and Bobby Hurley running the show, to me, that's toughness. You know what I'm saying? That's tough. You know. So,
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, hold on, bro. Hold on. If we gotta talk about Bobby Hurley in college, we gotta talk about Kenny Anderson real quick. Anybody don't know about it? Make sure you Google search Kenny Anderson crosses Bobby Hurley. You will not be disappointed.
But you talk, and we can. They was definitely gonna go on the list with that trio. You know what I'm saying? Because that was a hell of a trio. Shout out to my man B Hill. Brian Hill was on that team. Kenny Anderson, Dennis Scott. John Burry. And John Burry. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Brian, what was my man named? Brian Oliver or something. They was tough, man. You know what I'm saying?
Coach Kremers. Shit, remember they unexpectedly won the now that wasn't their team. A few years later, not Randolph Childers. Who was the team they had that won the ACC tournament out of nowhere when they had to lose a record and went to the tournament? I remember they had like one pro off that jump.
Mm-hmm.
I looked that shit up. I don't know. Georgia Tech unexpectedly won the ACC tournament one year. I'll look it up. I'll find out. And one other thing I was gonna ask you to test your knowledge, because I forgot though out the front, like I know. Hey, you remember when George Washington had like a 5'4" point guard for like 4 years, and he started at least like I want to say his name was like Kwame, but maybe not.
This had to be in the 90s.
In the 90s, yeah, like late 90s. He was 5'4" and he's from Baltimore, and he started like I can't remember his name.
Damn.
See, you was too busy learning all that Big Ten shit I don't know nothing about. Talking about
GW. I was hip on GW. You know, that was Jenga Dare and shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, I probably know this.
Shante Rogers.
I know that name. Yeah, I remember that name, but that ain't do nothing for me back then. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, he was 5'4" and they almost made it to the tournament. But I mean, yeah, he didn't go to the pros or nothing. It was visually compelling.
No, definitely. I remember that shit. You know what I'm saying? But you know, he wasn't no Earl Boykins or nobody like that. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, to this day, Earl Boykins, when he was on the Wizards, my wife like really liked him, and that's my wife's favorite NBA player ever. She don't got the most extensive knowledge, but she really liked Boykins.
I was about to ask her, where did Boykins go to college?
She don't know nothing like that. She just remember when he was on the Wizards, and she liked how he was little and scoring and shit.
Yeah, he was teeny, man.
And he was on one of the teams that had like a playoff run. So like I remember he had a good playoff game one time, and she was all excited and shit.
Hey, he had a nice little career, man, to be that small. You know what I'm saying? Pause.
For sure.
You know?
All right, so we're gonna finish it out. I asked you to give me a music assignment. You said 38 Spesh. I went and listened. I was dumb impressed. The production's fantastic. I had heard that Fred the Godson song, and I remember at the time, I was like, damn, who is this on here? At first, I was kind of sleeping on his bars, but then I peeped. He wasn't trying to really be on no like rappity rap, Black Thought, Royce the 5'9" shit. You know, you might think I'm crazy, but in a way, he almost reminded me of an East Coast Pimp C, because like he giving game, he can produce, he got a tight, diverse clique of associated artists. I mean, not necessarily the ethos or the personality, but factoring in the production and like how it takes a minute to catch it. He's really saying some like slick and deep shit.
How about the comp of, you know what I'm saying, the Jizza?
Well, you talking about stylistically. I was talking more like
stylistically. Jizza.
Like he ain't like Pimp stylistically at all. I was just talking about more like the underrated rapper / great producer.
But Jizza is all those included. Plus the flow is similar. But at the same time, I called him the new age Havoc. Because you remember Havoc was pumping out production beats, was ridiculous. Still
underrated flows.
But look, if you keep listening, because I understand what you're saying about it, 38 Spesh got a semi-grow on you, and I'm telling you, if you really listen to him, he's got greatness all over, written all over. I'm telling you, this shit is vicious because it's a song. He got a song with Fred the Godson and Benny the Butcher called Nokia, and the whole verse he rhyming with that same rhyme, like, and the shit so vicious with Benny and Fred the Godson. But to me, 38 Spesh verse is the best one on the whole song. It's called Nokia.
Yeah, I'm gonna check that out. Shit, I give credit where credit is due. So like, what I like, I'll send you the link. What I'd like you to listen to, since you're in the producers, I'm gonna show you a little bit of an unknown dude. He invented a genre, soul trap. You know, when you hear trap soul, Bryson Tiller, it's really the shit my man Tree invented, MC Tree G from Chicago, that's out in Sunday School. And I'll show you a producer who can rap. But I want to hear your opinion on it. But you was all the way right. 38 Spesh was dope. I'm gonna dive deeper into the catalog. That it was nice.
And see that he put me on when he had a joint album with Cool G Rap like 3-4 years ago.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna listen to that.
Oh, that's the shit. That's
I know.
See, my stupid self, I'm thinking you gotta know about that. It's called the Son of G Rap, man.
I did hear about that. You know, I didn't know 38 Spesh was, and I forgot I didn't make the connection when I started hearing his name more recently.
And that's
bro, you gotta understand, so much music comes out, it'd be hard to keep up with it.
And that's why I be like avoiding shit. You know what I'm saying?
Like I ain't never gonna front like I know all this shit like some of these people on these shows do, bro. You know what I
mean? Definitely. Hey, and you know what's funny? You know what I'm saying? How you did the Yup joint, man, and then like Yup just posted that scene from Original Gangsters, and motherfuckers don't even realize that's him in the joint, man. That shit was funny. We was just talking about that shit, and he posted that shit. Shout out Yup, man.
Yeah, definitely shout out Yup Mouth. I mean, shit, we can probably get him on here at some point.
Yeah, man, much respect. You know what I'm saying? Shout out, you know what I'm saying? But that's just funny that we was talking about that, and then he posted that after your interview. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, sometimes I don't think I don't think it'd be coincidental. You know, like I interviewed Cujo Goody and Dirty Glove Bastard, right? And got him to tell a story about how Goody Mob almost joined Death Row because of Tupac that never before been told, right? And then
I think I've seen that. I think
you might have seen it, but this what happened. So DJ Vlad, who supposedly hates Dirty Glove Bastard, and be reporting their page on Instagram because they be getting people to drop rap comments under his posts. He got Cujo Goody in New York, and he asked him, "Have you ever met Tupac?" And then gets him to tell the story. And like really the same week, I interviewed Yuck Mouth, and I got Yuck Mouth to tell the story about how he gave Scarface his Uncle Face name. You can all look this up on Dirty Glove Bastard. This is verifiable. Just look up Yuck Mouth DGB interview, Cujo Goody DGB interview. And sure enough, 2-3 weeks later, DJ Vlad up in there re-asking Yuck Mouth my interview questions off the no bullshit.
Man, Goody Mob, man. Love Goody Mob. Always love Goody Mob, man. Shout out Cujo, man. Because, man, I was watching First 48 a couple weeks ago, man. And his father got killed on there, man. Rest in peace, man.
He talks about that in my interview. But y'all can look it up. Cujo Goody, the DGB interview.
Yeah, man.
Keeps it mad real. You know the famous Bun B line where he say can't keep a trail down like Cujo Goody. You know, Cujo Goody tells the story of the first time he heard that line, which is pretty moving. And you know, he got a great story too. So y'all check out that interview.
But see, you and Laz was talking about how it took a while for some New York people to get on that South stuff, man, and listening to the Outkast up in the joint. You know what I'm saying? And when they heard Get Up, Get Out, and Get Something with, you know, CeeLo on that joint, that trio. But watching y'all talk about that made me think about the other joint off that 8-Ball MJG album that paid dues, man, with CeeLo on that hook. And we talked about hooks and singing, and CeeLo murdered them joints. And that trio right there, 8-Ball, man, that paid my dues joint from the 8-ball MJG in my
right.
lifetime. That joint and get up and get out and get something off the something playlist. Man, Slim, trio, man. Man, we could do tag team trio all day, man, over here if we want to, man. This could be a whole podcast.
I definitely want to do the mixtape jump, but I got to do more research on that because, like I said, there might be some I thought was a trio that they don't release a part 4. You feel me? I got to do my due diligence on that one. Oh, and before we get out of here, the one last thing, this y'all running long, but we got to get this real quick. You challenged me to, we each going to ask each other 10 basketball questions and see who get the highest percentage of correct answers of the other's questions. So what are the basic rules? Because you got way more knowledge about high school and college than I do, and you'll probably disagree with me, but I feel like I probably got a little more definitely ABA knowledge, but 70s, 80s, and early 90s basketball than you do. I mean, you got where cats went to college at. I'll give you that.
Yeah. See, that's my thing. You know what I'm saying? I gave you a little preview with that shit. Like even with the, with the Riverside, with the Elton Brand,
you're gonna kill me with all them. You could ask me 10 of them. Well, the Judd Bush I should have known. That's fair. But those other Jones, I'm automatically gonna lose on rip.
Then I hit you with the Pepperdine joint with DJ. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the type.
Yeah, you're gonna kill me with that. I'll concede on that. You know what I'm saying? I keep it real.
So how can we make it? I'm trying to
pro basketball.
We can pro basketball.
Yeah, and dunk contest and all that shit's fair game. I don't know if you want to do trades. I don't know if you want to do trades though, because I feel like I could smoke you with trades.
Probably.
But I mean, I feel like you can smoke me with trades too, because all we'd have to do is look up old obscure transactions. You know what I mean? Like I wanted the jump to be in good spirit. You know what I'm saying?
Like one of my questions would be like, who from that Portland '92 Portland Trailblazers team, what player won NBA Most Improved on that squad?
Cliff Robinson.
In their career.
In their career, Cliff Robinson, but I think maybe was Bonzi Wells on that team as a rookie or something? Nah, so yeah, Cliff Robinson, right? Yeah, I could definitely rock with I could rock with questions like that. That's definitely what's up.
It wasn't Cliff though.
I mean, I could be wrong, but those are the questions I could rock. It wasn't Harvey Grant, it wasn't Don McClain, it wasn't
Duckworth, Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Kevin Duckworth. He won NBA. Yeah, and most.
Yeah, see, I should have known that. Yeah, I love that question. That's for sure. That's what's up.
So we could play around with the shit.
I'm coming up with my 10 questions. I'm coming up with my 10 questions, bro. I like that because I should have known that. That's a good one. Fuck with that.
Come up with them because I came up collecting basketball cards and reading the back of the motherfuckers. That's why I know what motherfuckers went to school, and that's how I know what my favorite players' birthdays is. This week, happy birthday to the GOAT, Michael Jordan, man. Always gonna remember his birthday.
Mark Price too, the February 14th. I know all them Jones because that's like right around my birthday. Happy birthday, Cameron, Joel Santana. And one trio I didn't say was Dr. J, Moses Malone, and Andrew Toney.
Well, I'm gonna give you one from a football card. Because your birthday was the other day. I don't tell people when my birthday is. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't be liking that attention.
I turn my Facebook off when my birthday comes.
Me too, definitely. No, it's off automatically. Only I see it. I don't like that type of attention. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate the love. We shot a show on my birthday, and I ain't even tell you. You know what I'm saying? My joint was a couple weeks ago for real too. Mine's on February.
Happy belated birthday.
Yeah, mine February 1st. And I remember, man, back in the day, you remember the backup quarterback for the Vikings named Wade Wilson?
Yeah.
Man, Wade Wilson, man, rest in peace, man. We shared the same birthday, February 1st, and he died on February 1st, 2019, man.
Damn.
He died on his birthday, man.
R.I.P. Wade Wilson. R.I.P. Big L, since we talk about February deaths.
Big L, Corleone.
Yes, sir.
Storytelling.
Hey,
Storytelling.
last thing before we get out of here, because I need to know if I need to get you a copy of this or not. Have you ever heard the Children of the Corn mixtape / album? It was a group that was Big L, Mace, Cameron's cousin Bloodshed, and Irma Gruff.
Yeah, I heard that shit, but I ain't own it. I remember the Children of the Corn was out there, you know what I'm saying? They couldn't keep it together. You know, that's like too much talent.
Well, Bloodshed died. Mace got signed. McGruff got
but
signed.
That's like too much talent. That's like you talking about. That's like they was like the early OKC Thunder.
Yeah, no bullshit. I get you a copy of a jump that got everything they did together. It's vicious. Some of it's a little underproduced, but it's worth it. I mean, you cool listening to grimy 90s music.
No, if it's good, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, I'm gonna tell you one joint, you interviewed Shaheem, you know, Rugged Child. Man, that motherfucking album, what was that joint? The Man Child?
Yeah. And you know, for some reason, it's really valuable. If you got a copy of it, you can sell it easily for at least $50 on eBay.
I used to have it. I don't have it no more. I might have it, but you ain't gotta tell me because I bought Killer Army, Fear Love and War for $42. I bought Fiend Street Life for $44.
Damn.
Like, yeah, that like you can't find them and they not on iTunes or nothing like that. So I had to buy the hard copy, and what's fucked up is I bought the Killer Army, Fear Love and War, and like 2 weeks later they released it on iTunes.
Damn, bro. Hey, you like Fiend like that?
Huh? What? Like, oh no, that Street Life album is like one of my. That's in my top 15 of all time. And that's to me that's one of the best No Limit albums ever. You know what I'm saying? That and that Young Bleed shit. You know what I'm saying? I fuck with Young Bleed hard. You know what I'm saying? Pause.
Damn. Okay. Well, I'm gonna tell y'all now. We will be having Young Bleed and Fiend on this show.
Man, salute to them, man. They help raise me, man. We pumped that shit in my mother Nissan Quest van, man, riding around. Man, we used to park, man, in different parks around. We used to go off Balmoral, right off of Oxnard Road, man, chill in the park right there by the river, man, with house incense in my mother Quest van.
That's what's up, man. Well, shit, before we get out here, you got anything else to add, man?
Nah, man, just go ahead, chop and screw that shit down. You know, we kept rambling, man. That motherfucker, man. We getting this shit a little better because that last joint before the last episode was like 30 minutes. But man, the content, man, I be watching that shit myself. I enjoy it, man. My man that worked with me, man, he said I was a little disrespectful last episode, but I said it was all love, and he admitted after I said that, he was like, but it was entertaining though. So, you know, man, appreciate all the support, man. And really, I appreciate you for reaching out because I don't know how to do nothing. I just know how to talk shit. And, you know, if I don't know something, I research it. I ain't going to sit here and profess that I know everything. But all this production shit and organization and being as that you emphasize that we got to be consistent with the shit, you know what I'm saying? That's the major thing, consistency. And we almost at 10 episodes, you know, and one day we're going to be at 100.
Yeah, and this is the first one that got on this guy's own feed. This is our first, you know, official solo show. So that we getting there, bro, and no problem. Shit, I'm glad you're rocking with me. And
see, the first episodes is going to be like our Children of the Corn like series, but we ain't going to break up.
A word, no doubt. Well, shit, y'all. That's the first official solo episode of SD. Thank you for joining us. Please rate, like, review, and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. And you have a good night, brother.
Man, check that gym pop out, man. Check that gym pop out, man. St. Laz, man.
Yes, sir. Shout out Laz.